Good evening, gentlemen. Thanks for coming again. And I hope you're all having a wonderful Saturday night, or sorry, Sunday night. And I hope all of our brothers in the States are going to get ready for tomorrow, which is the, July 4th celebration that you may or may not be allowed to participate in. Who the hell knows? Who knows anymore? Here in Canada, we weren't allowed to celebrate Canada Day, apparently. At least not loudly, because we might offend somebody. And, we got hundreds of people fined thousands of dollars for doing so against the will of the government. All hail our glorious Supreme Liberal leader, Justin Trudeau. But before we get started, guys, I want to thank you all again for coming and hanging out. And it will be an open forum tonight, but I wanted to share a few things with you guys before we really got started with a open panel. And I want to say that most of you guys were here when I did the live stream regarding Dad Talk Today and the gentleman who was being kept from his dying son. Well, if you didn't see the message that was put up in the Discord, unfortunately, yesterday morning, his son did pass away. His dad got to get there for essentially the last couple of minutes. So if you guys are on Instagram or Facebook, Dad Talk Today could definitely use your support. And, thoughts and prayers with these guys because, unfortunately, that little boy lost out and so did that father. And it was done by the family courts. And on that note, if you haven't seen it, maybe go check it out. It's still up on the channel. And again, not affiliated with these guys in any way. So my opinions are my own. They don't share my opinions because if it was up to me, it never would have happened. There'd be a lot of people pushing up daisies right now because fuck our system, especially when it comes to the family courts. And, it's nice to see somebody who has been on the other side, especially when it comes to family court attorneys. Some judges have come forth to say a few things and basically kind of confirm our suspicions when we do have them. It pushes our theories on how things are done, basically to the forelight and, essentially, just like every other conspiracy theory we've had lately, it becomes not a conspiracy theory anymore, but spoiler warnings or just facts. And I want to share with you guys here a short 4-minute clip. And I do have another one loaded up, but it's off the original live stream from the guys here at the lead attorney. I know I've mentioned him a few times. He's put out some great work, guys. And, today he's just done the review on that mother who was throwing the one kid's food away that the dad brought because he wouldn't feed the other 3 kids she had. And he's put out a couple of short clips from his live stream that really kind of went into the points of the matter. And this one here is going to be about the custody of your kids. And it's gone to the point where we no longer have to say that my idea of my next separation when it comes to my youngest son and his mother, right? When we decide to fully part ways and live in different areas. As I've stated before, if she mentions the family court, it's over for her right there because it's one of the 3 options he gives you. So I'm going to play this through real quick. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit, but it's just under 5 minutes, and it's absolutely worth watching. So I'm going to play this for you guys, and I'll shut up for a minute.
Empty custody and still have to pay this woman child support. And you wonder why all these fucking women are in my DMs.
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers?
I want the truth. If you want custody of your kid, you need one of two things. I'm just going to tell it to you. You will never, if one of these two things does not exist, you will never get custody of your kids, ever. One of two things. There's only two. There's three. But the third one, she needs to die. I don't want to talk about it. If the mother dies, then you're good. If the mother's alive, you need her to give you the kids. Just sign the damn documents. Give me, the father can have custody. Sign, if she signs it, you're good. Congratulations. What if she doesn't sign it? If she doesn't sign it, you better hope that you married the woman on the planet. I mean, she has to be such a mom. She better be on crack, not cocaine. Not that good cocaine, that's okay. We're not going to judge anybody using the good cocaine. The one that made the top of your stomach hurt. We ain't going to talk about the crack. She needs to be on the crack rock. She better be on meth, or she better be sexually abusing the kids. Some of y'all are like, what? I know. Y'all don't hear anything about all these women sexually abusing their kids. You don't hear about it. I find out about it. You don't find out about it. How do I find out about it? Because I get assigned to represent the kids. You don't hear about that in the media. And all these juvenile court cases where the mothers are sexually assaulting the kids, they're closed because they're juveniles. The records are sealed. It's not public information, so you don't know. These hearings are held in darkness. These hearings are held in secrecy. I'm allowed in, and then the door is locked behind me. You cannot get in. You don't hear about the shit that I hear about, the shit that I see. She needs to be on crack rock. She needs, or meth, or heroin. She better be on that heroin. She needs to be molesting the kids. She needs to leave the kids for like months at a time. She needs to be in and out of prison. If she's in and out of prison, congratulations. You're going to get custody. You married a woman that is in and out of prison. Congratulations. Well, what type of genes do you think your kids have? Now, your kid's 18 and stealing cars. I ain't even going to get into genetics on this. I ain't even going to take y'all down that road. Marrying women with fucked up genetics. We ain't even gonna go there. If you don't have one of those two things, a shitty ass mom, a dead mom, or a mom that's just gonna sign away the kids, you will never get custody. Ever. And so you're in this situation. Who can be in this situation before the billions? Who can be in a situation with child support? Jonathan Barronville. Who can be in a situation with visitation? The lead attorney. I'm not sure I could win custody in Georgia. I think, because I'm retired, I think I could get 50-50. I couldn't have got 50-50 5 years ago. Not the way I was working. I couldn't have got that. I can get 50-50 now because I'm not working. 5 years ago, I don't think I could have got it. And I'm a goddamn 20-year family law attorney. If I can't get it, how the fuck are you supposed to get it? I could get it now. And you know what? Because I make money, I could get 50-50 custody, and guess what? I will still have to pay child support. I can get 50-50 custody and still have to pay this woman child support. And you wonder why all these fucking women are in my DMs. Oh, how can you be a man in this society under this regime? You know, spending place doesn't look too bad now, does it, lead attorney? You don't want to spend place. It's fucked up.
You don't have to answer that question.
Hell yeah. Fucked up indeed. And he's not wrong. That's from the horse's mouth, guys. When it comes to our family courts, we're fucked from the get-go. That's why I'm going with option 3. Because none of my baby mamas have any serious drug problems. None of them have been to court for anything seriously. They definitely don't go back and forth to jail. So I'm going with option 3. Mention family court. And just, as soon as I get within fucking range, you're done. It's over. It's over. I will deal with everything else in the fallout after. If you guys get a chance, I do have the other live stream loaded up, and I was going to play a few clips of that a little bit later on. But there's a couple of parts that really hit fucking close to home, guys. And I know there's a lot of dads in our situation, and there's a lot of dads that have joined the red pill community because they've gone through this system. Here it is from a horse's mouth. Like, there's no need to even try to, deny it anymore. It's what happens. It's exactly what happens. It's there for a reason. But before I go any further, I'd like to welcome Mr. Singletown Bachelor. Hello, sir. How are you,
Hello.
brother?
Good.
It's a pretty fucked up situation, isn't it?
Well, that situation where actually she tossed the meal away. That's that's messed up. Really, it is really messed up. So she's actually trying to convince him over to provide for the kids that he has no no responsibility to, so that he's actually on in a short period of time, he's actually liable for
Yeah,
providing for four kids, not one, but four kids. So
yeah,
she's I won't say a devil in disguise, but she's a devious woman.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and
absolutely. Well,
I can
I've stated it a few times in the last few days since we posted that video that it's not that he wouldn't if he could. Perhaps he can't every day or every other day bring food for the whole fucking group. It's not that he wouldn't have. He stated that if I could have, I would have. If you only had a couple, I probably would be able to afford that kind of thing. But he can't do it all the time. And as we have stated very clearly, this is coming from a place, well, it's in the United States. If she wanted, she could say, well, he now plays a fatherly role to all four children, therefore he must pay child support for all four
Yep.
just because he brought food to him. I wouldn't see a fucking kid starve. But you know what? If I do feed that child, not mine, not knowing who he is or she is or the mother is, she could do the same fucking thing here in Canada. Same fucking thing. But before I get too spun up, Brother Brandon, hello, sir. How's the hotel?
Hello.
Uh,
Sorry,
it's all good, brother. It's all good.
just a little frog in my throat.
Well, it's better than a snake up your dick hole.
That's true. Or like down there in the Amazon when they got that fucking fish.
Yeah. Needle up your dick hole. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good time, brother. Doesn't
No,
sound
that's
like
how
a
they
good
used to cure venereal disease.
time.
No, I'm serious. They would
Oh
take
my
this fucking
God.
silver piece of wire, heat the wire up really, really, really hot, shove the fucking silver wire into your fucking pee hole, and that's how they cured fucking gonorrhea back in the day.
Well, speaking of gonorrhea, here's
Yo, what up?
Hermit's going to be going to the big island of Hawaii soon and getting himself all kinds of gonorrhea.
I'm gonna get all the gonorrhea. No, just
Yep.
kidding. But how you guys doing tonight?
Well,
Good.
brother, it's a toss up.
Yeah, I was gonna do a stream, but I guess I gotta wait until 9 o'clock tomorrow because I had to get my new channel verified because Susan doesn't like it when you make fun of the alphabet rainbow mafia. So
The alphabet soup.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, it's funny because Bachelor linked me a couple of vids from the, bring your kids to see the tranny fucking show. There's a couple that didn't make the news because there was more fake tits out, right? But yeah,
I'll make the
Look
news
at
when my
the
thumbs go in their eye sockets.
I mean, it looked like real women's tits, but they were clearly on a man, and it didn't make the news, but that part didn't anyway. They showed the lightest,
yeah, so-
fucking most docile side.
I just got back from my dad's house about 30 minutes ago, and somehow we got on the topic about single moms and all this bullshit. And oh my God, dude, I cannot deal with blue pill normies. You literally
No.
point out all of the stats and they just don't listen to you.
Yeah. Well, it's like my
You
buddy.
just-
know,
well, you just say whatever to that blue pill normies. If you've laid out the information that you've got on the stats, and they still say, well, okay, fine, you do what you do, and I'll do what I do. So so long.
Well, it's like I pointed out the stats to my dad, and he's like, "Oh, that could have just been made up." I'm like, "Oh my fucking god!" Because
Yeah,
I
it
tried to
was-
point out, I forget how the fuck it even got brought up, but basically, like, brought up how like single mothers are destroying society, and like 80% of women, fucking kick the men out of the home. And I said that to my dad, and he's like, "Yeah, but that's because the men cheat." I'm like, "Oh my fucking god." I have to go
Oh,
home. I cannot deal with this cuckatry any longer.
Your
dude,
dad's been divorced, right?
Yeah, but he never like went through the ringer because my mom, he doesn't know how bad it is because my mom just like didn't want anything to do with me and my brother. So he like doesn't think it's that bad.
So yeah, but did he cheat?
As far as I know, he didn't.
Oh, well then why the fuck is he saying the men cheat?
well, here's the
Because
thing.
he thinks that it's all he thinks the women are sugar and spice and everything nice, and they 80% of women leave because it's the men's fault. And I'm like, oh my fucking god.
And this guy used to hire waitresses, right? For his club.
Yeah. My dad, he owned a very popular nightclub, and yeah, he'd hire like mainly all women pretty much.
How
Well,
the
here's
fuck does he have any money left if he's that naive?
maybe he should meet us because according to his logic, then we don't exist.
Well, here's the thing though, I don't want to tell him too much because the last thing I need him to do is like really look into this and then find my channel and be like, "Hey, that looks like my asshole son." And then I have to fucking deal with that. So that's why I can't drop too many red pills. So
really?
Understandable.
My kids know that my channel.
I
I
personally,
try to
you
keep
know
it on
what?
the
No,
DL.
no, I want to meet him. Hey, man, I've met Eric Zombro's mother. I want to meet your fucking dad. I'll fucking come down there if I. Well, no, I can't come down there. I'll call your house. What's your dad's number?
My dad, like, I love my dad, don't get me wrong, but he is the biggest blue pill normie that you guys will ever meet. Married a single mom
Of
who
course.
is like the worst fucking woman ever. They don't even sleep in the same bedroom. She sleeps in the guest bedroom and is gone every other weekend.
Hermit, my dad could give your dad a run for the money, but your dad would probably win the race.
Yeah.
And like you just gotta let it go because you can't talk to these people.
Well, I mean, like I was saying, my buddy who's now going through the first stages of his divorce, right? She's basically just laying the fucking groundwork for it, right? He now called me up 3 years after I told him basically what was going to happen and what she was going to do. Now he believes that part, but he will not believe the next part of what she's doing literally at this moment, right? And there's no way I can talk him out of it. It's like he's determined to fucking basically throw himself under the fucking bus. Determined. It's like, no, I gotta go through this. It's like, no, dude, you really fucking don't.
Well, it's kind
You
of like,
really don't.
remember back when we were blue pill before we didn't, back when we didn't know any better, we thought women were sugar and spice and everything nice. And if
Oh, yeah.
something didn't work out, it was all our faults and shit like that. And then you get red pilled and then you realize the majority of it was not your fault. It
Yeah,
was
dude.
either society's fault or their fault or just the laws in general.
Well, I mean, you just heard it from a fucking lawyer's mouth. 20 years in the fucking field.
And the thing that really struck home with me on that guy is he's like, yeah, I could get 50-50 custody, but I'd still be paying child support.
Yeah. And that's as a 20-year fucking lawyer. And as he
And
stated,
that's the situation I was in. 50-50 custody, but I'm still paying $1,500 a month.
Yeah.
You don't do that in Denmark.
Well, and
You got
here's the
50-50.
thing. On the other side of that, he said it's only because he's retired. It's only because he's not an actual attorney in the courtroom anymore. If he was still working,
and
he wouldn't get it.
Basically said the woman has to be a crack whore in and out of prison too for the guy to even get custody.
And I've seen it. I
can guarantee my ex-wife never would have agreed to 50-50 if she hadn't been getting paid. You know,
Yeah.
she hit the fucking lottery.
See, I think
here's
that's
the
just the
thing, if
thing.
they
My
took
dad doesn't real. Oh, my bad. I don't mean to keep cutting you off, dude.
we're used to that from you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But yeah, I was just gonna say my dad doesn't realize how bad it was
Fuck you,
because
Celine.
he got lucky, and my mom basically abandoned me and my brother and was like, "Fuck it, I don't want," like didn't try to get custody. I'm sure if she would have tried, she would have gotten half of his business and fucking everything, and then he'd be singing a different tune right now. But he just doesn't know.
Hey, I've got a message for the chat. Fuck you, Celine.
Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, dude, the numbers don't stack up with what you're saying there, Celine. Doesn't stack up at all. They don't fucking fudge the numbers. That's what they put in. It's there for a reason. It's the only part that's fucking true. You take
And
that, walk it back, follow the fucking money, and you see exactly why fathers don't get custody as of the updated numbers in the United States 96% of the time.
Well,
Here in Canada, it was, well, I can only go off the last numbers that were posted, and that was fucking, what was it, 83 or 86%? 86%.
yep.
You guys
And
were at 83.
here's
U.S.
another thing.
Census Bureau. That's really
Sorry, Bachelor, what was that?
the U.S. Census Bureau.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
their
and-
numbers, not
Checking out.
ours.
It's
And like
government.
here's another thing. It's not all the guy's fault. Like I know men that are fucking good men. They're fucking on a physical level. They're fucking gym rat giga chads, and they got good careers. And I have friends that would fucking do anything for their kids. They're great fathers, and their fucking whore of a mom keeps them away. And I got one friend. He's lucky to see his daughter twice a month, and he's like fucking he looks like Tom Hardy's stunt double, and it's like if this is going to happen to that guy, what chance do I have?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, dude, like I said, I've got this other video loaded up. It's a bit long, and I wanted to, there's kind of like two parts to it that I wanted to go over with you guys, but I didn't want to, bore the shit out of everybody right away. But he literally plays it out and runs through a scenario that he experienced when it came to a father. Even okay, the father wasn't a great dad. He had no experience being a dad, right? Like us all when we start out.
Yep.
The mom wanted nothing to do with the kid. So the kid went into protective services, or like no, sorry, that's wrong. Protective services put the kid in a temporary foster home, right? With a FBI agent and his wife, who was a total Karen. That woman literally did shit to fuck with that kid while he was on his time with this child, and he loved his kid to death. He just wasn't the best father in the world, like us all, right? We're all flawed to some degree. You know what I mean? Nobody's perfect here. But she was allowed to fuck with him, and he goes over the details of how family court works and compares it to essentially when you get a death sentence, right? It's the two things that you can't change. Once they're set in stone. There's no appeal or anything, right? So they wanted to take custody of the child, and he wouldn't give up his parental rights. So she fucked with the kid to fuck with his time off, or with his time with his daughter, and essentially they were trying to make it so that she didn't want to go with him, right? And then they could bring that to the court, and they would get custody of that child, and there'd be no reversing it. He would lose his daughter because of them, not because he was a bad dad. And do you think she'd be fucking called out for it? Do you think the couple even though he's an FBI agent, would be called out for that kind of corruption? Fuck no. Not a fucking chance.
Nope.
Your dad really needs a reality check, like a lot of people. And unfortunately, just like my buddy down on the island, he might not get it.
Like I said,
You
a
know
lot
what
of
I mean?
people they don't know how bad it is until it's happened to them. And a lot of people still live in this fucking blue pill world where they think that the laws are good and women are sugar and spice and everything nice. And a lot of people just don't learn until it happens the hard way.
Yeah, and that is the truth of it.
Well, with the kids, it just shouldn't be. It's just wrong with the way they do it with the children. Now, I've had my fair share of relationships where I was the asshole and broke up. I've never cheated, but I was ready to go on to the next to the next slippery slide that very evening after I broke up with the first one.
I'm not going to lie. There's one girlfriend that I had where like our whole relationship was just an experiment to see what I could get away with. And it seemed like the more fuckery I did, the more she was like in love with me. And then she kept talking about having kids, and I just had a nightmare and I had to dip. So.
If I had my life to do over again, I would fucking hire a surrogate.
Yeah, absolutely. Or I never would have had them. As much as I love my boys, and I really do, I love them to death. I miss my 3 kids every fucking day and night. There's not a moment of this day where they're not somewhere in the back of my head or in the front.
Yep.
I would, if I could turn back the clock tomorrow, they never would have been born.
I am so glad I never had kids. I've had a couple of scares, but never anything happened. And like I literally have nightmares where I like wake up sweating and I like had a kid and my life is over, and then I realize that I have no kids and life is great. So
well, I'm gonna drop this link here to the lead attorney's live stream where that first clip came from. And guys, like I said, there is a lot of stuff in there that you really, really, really should watch. This is not my fucking story. This is straight from a horse's mouth, so you don't have to believe me or Brandon or Bachelor or Hermit or anyone. You can hear it from them. These were the same men that were representing fucking people. And it's fucking horrifying. Absolutely fucking horrifying to know that that's the truth of it. It's just like when Eric came on here and pointed out the truth about the police. Former police officer. He was retired. He had nothing left to fucking lose or fear from them. And he basically threw it all out on the table. All of our theories on how things were run with the police and how they interact with the population was just fucking confirmed. There you go. And I know he's only one person, right? That's why I tried to get his buddies on who were also retired so that we could have more than one fucking person. Father Saunders, he is a person who has been through it all. Former veteran, used against him. PTSD, used against him. Fucking wife took him for what he was fucking worth. The family courts made him sell everything he fucking owned. There's a fucking prime example. You don't need to take it from me. There's one right there. You know what I mean?
Chris, I gotta jump off for a minute. I gotta talk to Gray. I think we're gonna be doing a stream on his channel at 11, so I gotta talk to him about that really fast. But I'll probably join back after.
No worries, brother. Thanks for coming on, and tell your dad I want to meet him.
All right, see you guys. I'll probably
Later,
jump
brother.
back on in a bit.
Sounds
See ya.
good.
Yeah, I would definitely have kids. I would definitely do the surrogate route because I have almost for my entire adult life wanted to be a dad.
Yeah. It's not the kids, Brandon. We know
No, it's not the kids. It's the ex-wife.
Yeah. I have no problems with kids. Their mothers and the way the law is, huge fucking problems. And that's why I would roll back the clock.
Yeah, well, we can't roll it back, and I should have named my son Lucky anyways.
You named your son Lucky?
I should have.
Oh, you should have?
It was either Lucky or Chance. I don't know what.
Well, my three boys aren't so lucky, so I guess I could have named the last one Lucky. Unfortunately, with what the lead attorney was saying there, I mean, it's hard to go back into the courts. I've been back in the courts like 6 times,
Wow.
right? Trying to get reestablished with my sons and get back into their fucking lives as a father. They will not allow it. Why? Because they want the fucking money every month. So I stopped sending them money. Well, now they're just going to keep racking up the bill. It doesn't fucking matter to them. And our time, just like the man and his young son who was dying of cancer, they can't get that time back.
No.
Nope.
That boy's mother did everything in her fucking power and then was allowed to conduct these fucking acts of putting the child not only at risk, but leading to his death.
Well, at least it's
Especially
premature death.
premature death, at least. And nothing was said about it. Totally fine. But it's all for the well-being of the children, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally. It has nothing to do with the billions of dollars. Nothing at all. No. Job security. No. Not at all. I mean, right now, if I had the money to go back into the family court against my ex-wife to try to get my kids, I'd probably be better off just setting the fucking shit on fire, because at least it would keep me warm for a moment.
Yeah.
As for any satisfaction I'll get from the family courts, well,
You'll get nothing.
nothing. And you know what? We aren't getting that fucking time back. Fuck the money. I've stated this before, guys. Fuck the money. Take a look at what I got. If you want it, you can have it. All you have to do is bring my kids here today. You bring me my 3 boys, and you can have everything I fucking own.
Well, if you had
Hell,
a better job than delivering pizzas, that might be a serious offer.
I don't deliver pizza.
Oh, I thought that's what you did.
I was making pizza. There's a difference. I couldn't deliver around here. I don't know where I'm going. And I'm out in the sticks, homie. Somebody's fucking driveway is literally just a dark spot on the road in between, the massive amounts of trees. But yeah, it is what it is. We can't play the fucking game and expect to win when the cards are all stacked against you on purpose. We just can't do it. So that's why we've checked the fuck out. And hopefully more, everything we do is for our kids. It's for the future, right? Not even just our kids, but each other's children. It's for the future.
And it doesn't matter if we have the court orders saying, hey, they've got, you've got visitation on these days. If mom decides to frickin' play games,
that's a civil matter. You have to take her back to court.
The cops aren't going to do anything. When you take them back to court, they tell you that they can't, they're not going to send the police after them.
Nope, but you be
she
3
gets,
minutes.
She gets a freaking citation. So what? She hasn't done anything. And I still haven't seen my kids in 5 years.
Yeah, but you be 3 minutes late dropping them off, and they will come fucking arrest your ass for fucking child kidnapping. That's a fucking fact. I know some men do get full custody of their children, just like he explained. You got 3 options. You either have them signed over, she dies, or she's a fucking complete fucking mess. And I have seen women who were complete fucking crackheads that still got custody of their kids. We did a stream about a woman who was in and out of jail. She got her fucking 9-year-old son, got him back for 2 weeks after years of fighting with the dad,
and killed him.
Shot him 9 fucking times with a 12 gauge at close range. So there you go. It was all about the well-being of the child there, right? So even the bad ones will fucking do this shit just to fuck with you. I mean, Eric was on here and said it best. You know, she mutilated that little boy in that manner so that she could prolong the suffering of everyone that cared about him, because it definitely wasn't her. She didn't give two fucks. Plain and fucking simple. And she murdered that beautiful little boy whose dad had been fighting for him for fucking years.
She
And
should
mutilate.
hang.
And you know what? I bet you a fuck she'll be out in 3 years max. Oh, she didn't mean it. She was going
There
through a
was
difficult time.
temporary insanity.
Yeah, temporary insanity. She was going through a moment. Poor her.
Well, did you
Now,
see this last week or this last week that we had another murder suicide? The lady killed her husband, gets her fucking 5 children, puts them in the car, ages 1 through 7, locks them in the car, drives the car into a lake. 3 of the kids die.
he actually mentioned that in this stream. I thought that was an old case. You're saying
No,
that was
that's
a
this week.
recent one.
That's this week.
Jesus Christ. Well, he also mentioned another woman who fucking stabbed her kids and then burnt the house down. The one kid had to jump out the window to escape being fucking murdered by his mother.
Another mother of the year. Yep.
Yep, mother of the year. That poor victim. Poor victim. She's the victim. I just, what the fuck are we supposed to do to protect our children from her? And you know what? It goes back to my original question that I've been trying to do a stream on for a long fucking time.
We need gender fucking neutral laws. We need to take the entire divorce code, throw it in the toilet, start over.
You aren't going to find that until you fucking remove the money from it. If you cannot remove the financial incentive to take children away from a father, you will never see the mothers face the same fucking sentence that we do. Never. Because it's easier to get $52 or $53 billion a year out of men than it is out of fucking women. Right? And Jesus Christ, they're not even fine with murdering the children that are outside and growing up and living. They want to continue on fucking murdering them in the womb when it becomes an inconvenience.
It's just some cells, you know.
Oh yeah, it's just some cells. You know, I have to fucking say, man.
Even that picture.
I know we have a few women in the channel, and I'm not saying that you're not the exception to the rule, but you're not the rule itself. And I do believe that most women do not fucking care about their children at all. Children are just tools to be used. They could murder them at any fucking time of the day. Not saying all of you girls are, but a good fucking large majority, especially if they were willing to go through the family courts like we've seen, that's a good indicator that they actually do not care about their kids. Not at all.
Well, what did children used to be before we had Social Security?
Our future.
They were our future, but they were also who was going to take care of us when we were old.
Yeah, that too.
You know, and if you don't, you know, knowing a lot what we know about female nature, if there is no, you know, if mama is going to get taken care of by Big Daddy government cradle to grave, the kids are just a means to an end.
Yeah, they're just the pawns in the game. That's it. Pawns.
Same with the husband.
Game. Yeah. Well, he's the cattle, right? That we graze on, or they graze on.
Well, the kids are the cattle too.
Well, the kids are more or less, yeah, sort of. They
didn't have any say so in it at all. They just got born into this stupid fucking system.
Yeah, and they're the ones that suffer the most in the end. Because I mean, this parental alienation that happens with fathers, that gets dragged right to the fucking bitter end of their life. Yeah, Bachelor. No, not yet a human. Here's
I
my
bet
idea.
that little rock rat turns around in her belly at that time. So what is only cells? I can't hear you. Crickets?
So
Yeah.
here's the problem. Here's where I think personally things are very unfair. Why can't I abort her? We take the baby out and then I abort her. Where's the problem? She needed to be aborted. She's just a clump of cells.
Yep.
Where's the problem? Right? Any thoughts? I mean, it doesn't sound like a bad
Abortion's
thing.
murder.
Yeah, I
It
know
doesn't
that.
matter if it's a woman you're hating on or if it's the child that they don't want to have anything to do with. Abortion is murder.
Do you know what?
I fully agree.
If surgeon who do this kind of things on a daily basis tell them what's the foot, how he does the things, and do it on sexual ed, there won't be any abortions whatsoever when
No,
they grow up. None.
there shouldn't be. Women have 12 different types of fucking birth control they can go on.
Yeah.
That's before the morning after pill.
Yeah.
Hey, if they made it for men, ladies, we would love to join you on that list of fucking birth control. We would love it. If they come out with the pill for men, fuck yeah, sign me up, baby. Sign me the fuck up. Hey, maybe, here, just a thought, guys. I know women are big on freezing their eggs right now because, careers, whatever, delusions. How about this? Allow all young men, right, once they become of adult age and can start producing their jizz, allow all young men to get, what's the term, Brennan? Snippy snips?
Oh, vasectomies.
Vasectomies.
I've got
most,
one.
Yeah, most doctors here will not perform a vasectomy on a guy unless he's had at least 2 children. So let's take away the 2 children standard. Let men start freezing their sperm and they can cover the cost, right? And we'll just all get fucking vasectomies. Then you girls don't have to get your tubes tied. You don't have to get any fucking crazy implants, right? Sounds good to me, right? Fuck, sign me
A
up. I'll be the...
vasectomy pill.
Or, yeah, chemical castration. We can do that.
Well, apparently that's what Ape took.
You took a pill?
Yeah. They had to cut on the twins for me.
Yeah, that's all I've ever seen too. Not only did they, well, I've seen them, they use lasers now to basically build up a scar tissue in the tube between the nutsack and, the prostate. No, I can't remember. I'm not good with biology, guys. Not that great. I'm not a biologist, but I know what a woman is.
Not yet. Human.
Yeah. I also know what a fucking living being is too, but yeah, that's besides the point. But yeah, I totally fine with that. Fuck, we could set up Congo lines, have vans going around town, vasectomies for all. Would we still? I guarantee you guys, if we got a fucking pill for men or they allowed the vasectomy thing, we would have fucking millions less abortions needed. And then we would have millions of women fucking saying, why are the men not reproducing with us? A lot of them do this shit just because they're fucking too lazy to go on a fucking pill or get some form of birth control. We know that. You girls know fucking other women who are exactly like that. You know
My
that
daughter is on pill.
Yeah, but we all know women who say, oh, I won't take the pill because it'll make me fat, or I can't remember to take it. Well, there's also, and let me see if I can get this right. It's still an implant that goes up into the cervix, and it's like T-shaped. What's it called again?
Hey, Von Maxwell
Spiral.
just got on. It's time for a raid.
It's called
But
a
yeah,
spiral.
you can put a little reminder on your phone to take it. Yeah, I totally fucking think everybody could. Hey, like I said, guys, honestly, out of the 3 of us or 4 of us that are here, oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot fucking Hermit left. Would you guys take a pill every day if that was the form of birth control?
Sure.
Fucking right you would. Yeah, the IUD. I think I get that confused with the with the explosive a lot. It's like,
Yeah.
wait, you're putting bombs in vaginas now? It's like, yeah, totally. Why not? IED. Yeah.
Hey, well, what should we do? We need to raid Hamster.
Oh, let's go see Hamster, I guess. Single Town Bachelor, can you remove that thing? Because I just end up kicking you off.
All right.
We'll go see what fucking Hamster's doing. That racist. Got on.
He's a hamster. Damn.
Oh. Well, he's in the shit now.
I thought those countries had pretty strict gun control laws. I wonder. It's terrible. I think 4 or 5 people were murdered or something like that.
Everybody needs to comment
Sure.
calling him a racist hamster.
So I'm poking around and I'm looking for Americans getting pissed off, getting mad. That's right. Bullshit, blah, blah, blah. So I was just poking around, didn't see much of anything. There was another protest in San Francisco. It's like,
I just tell them we see them.
Los Angeles, and I found one in Australia. Hamster, we see you. Hey, Chris, you were just doing a live stream. What are you doing? No, JR. Brandon Trueblood is in the building. You're I'm not. What do you mean? Anyway, so they're protesting in Australia, by the way. Melbourne.
Well, we'll let him continue on with that. But yeah, either way, I know guys would take birth control. They'd have no problems, and we would see the fucking need for an abortion go down by fucking 99%, without a doubt.
Yep.
Without a fucking doubt. Sorry, guys, I got a little lost in the chat here. Trust a woman to take a day. Yeah, I mean, personally, my brother, he told me that when he first got married to his ex-wife, he would fucking first thing in the morning, she'd open her eyes and yawn, and he'd fucking slam that pill right into her fucking mouth. He controlled when she took her birth control. He made sure that if he was there, she took it, just so there would be no accidents, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Trinity. Brother Matty, good to see you, buddy. But yeah, I don't see there being a problem with that. You?
Well, they they can control their pills for years on end, but all of a sudden, when they're in a relationship, they miss some days. That's strange. You haven't done that prior. So
Yeah, well, it's like my buddy across the street here, right? He just had his little girl. She's cute. But he didn't want any more kids. He was with a younger woman, didn't want any more kids, right? And then all of a sudden, when he was about to fucking give her the old heave-ho, because he... Yeah, she was being horrible, dude. He was going to give her the toss, and all of a sudden, she's pregnant. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing. That's exactly the same way my ex-wife did it.
Just amazing. Yep. Oh, and like now she's here. There's nothing he can do to change it, right?
No.
And the kid was just a tool for her. She can't even deny it. It's not that I'm sure that eventually she didn't want a kid, but she's 20 years old. All right. And
Age.
he's like 34. Okay, but in her 20 years, she's literally had more cock-ins than weekends. Like groups in like entire valleys in this area know this girl, right? Because they've been in there. So
Well,
yeah,
he better be getting a parental or what do they call it, DNA test.
well, that was before she met him. But I mean, she was trained by her mother. Her mother and her were going to the same fucking coke parties together when she was 14. Yeah.
Wow, what a keeper.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree that people are overcomplicating the abortion issue because it shouldn't be an issue. Murdering little babies is not right.
Nope.
Sorry. End of discussion. Full stop. You can argue it all you want, but I'm not here to fucking argue it. I'm here to just tell you plain out. It shouldn't be accepted anywhere at any time. I'm sorry. The rape and incest thing is so fucking low. She can always get the morning after pill, things of that nature, if they, address it instantly and they choose not to. Abortion should be the absolute fucking last option.
It's
And I
under
mean, like,
1%. It's under 1% in America, so
yeah. Yet,
yes.
what's the abortion rate? Like 34%? Some shit like that.
Shit.
It's big. It's huge.
Cow.
And now we got fucking companies that are like all getting on board with it, basically saying we'll pay for your fucking travel fees. And they think, oh, well, these must be the companies that care. Yeah, they do care. They care about their bottom line. They have to hire women, right, to be diversified. And if they have to pay maternity leave for 3 months to a year, that's expensive. But paying for you to go get an abortion, one-time deal, no problem. Here, take 3 or 4 days off, paid leave, get the fuck out. Right? Like here, my youngest son's mom's company gave her a year of 80% pay maternity leave. That's more expensive than the 3 to 5 grand than they would fucking give the women to go to blue states to have abortions. A lot of it was irresponsibility. What was the first thing you started seeing on places like, fucking Twitter and stuff like that? Were young women saying that, oh, if I can't have abortions anymore, my vacation this year will be fucking ruined. That means she's literally going there expecting to get knocked up and then expecting to have a fucking abortion afterwards. That's not rape. That's not incest. And Brandon, I think you might remember, what was it the study came out with that the report stated that 72% of all people that sign the abortion documents say that there's no reason given. So basically, it's just a convenience thing.
It was higher than that. I think it was 97%.
97% give no reason. So it's a convenience thing. Right? They just won't say it. Either way, it was a huge fucking number. Huge number. Craziness. I tell you, craziness. But it shouldn't be an issue. We shouldn't have abortion. Especially since the development of the morning after pill. Shouldn't have it. Like I said, the accounts of people being held like captive, right? And these girls were basically pinned up for months I would say that even at that point, you might have a case to argue, but at the very least, you should consider the sense or the fact that somebody might be willing to adopt that baby, right?
Yeah.
Adoption would be a better option, but nobody's, and we won't even get started on adoption because that's another fucking money making fucking scheme as well, right?
Well, in Denmark, it is abortion is legal until 22 weeks.
22 weeks.
Yep.
Have you seen the clip from the Ben Shapiro show where he shows a 24-week-old baby that was aborted, and the abortion was like essentially a failed attempt?
Great.
Yeah, they showed actual pictures of this little baby that was mutilated while in the womb.
Yep.
And they brought it to a hospital to try to save it afterwards.
What?
Because the abortion went fucking sideways. And she actually started to watch this little innocent baby being mutilated and suffering. So she rushed it to the fucking hospital to try to save it. Fucking disturbing.
Yeah.
But see, that's just it. They use those ideas that, oh, it's a clump of cells. Well, I've seen lots of clumps of cells. They don't tug on my emotional heartstrings, right? Seeing full formed babies being mutilated though might get you a little bit upset in the tummy. You know what I mean?
Okay. It's another place where it says it's 12 weeks. Why the French toast did it say 22 weeks?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was looking for a number.
Well,
but
Celine, I had this same question. Why couldn't I abort that fucking woman that Bachelor posted out? She's just a clump of cells. She's just an older clump of cells.
Yep.
Nobody
Old
that can
and
make
faggy.
nobody that can make the argument for pro-abortion without fucking basically turning away logic and reason and throwing it right out the fucking door. Nobody can. We've seen other people smarter than us get on there and fucking debate other men and women, being anti-abortion or pro-life and pro-abortion, right? And their arguments cannot hold up to common sense. I mean, I saw one young guy talk about how it would be okay to pull the plug on somebody if they were in a fucking coma for 6 months. Not knowing if they would come out of the coma 6 months and 1 day later. But because they could potentially lose their memory of their life experience, it didn't matter how old they were, you should be able to pull the plug on them. So it's like, what the fuck? I think actually it was Ben Shapiro and some young student, but he basically used a 9-month term, right, to argue his point, talking about how well, the young kid was saying that basically the infants have no memory, they have no relationships or experience in life or anything like that. And he basically said,
hell?
well, they would, right?
What does this young punks know about?
Oh, dude, he got absolutely fucking destroyed.
Damn it.
Sorry, who's dead now?
He
Who's
had
dead,
never
Manny?
had a kid. He had never had a kid of his own, so he doesn't know jack shit. He doesn't know about how the kid evolves. No.
Celine,
Just an intellectual piece of garbage at the university.
hey, you might have got unfriended. Here's a fun fact. Here in Canada, I can go to jail for it. So consider yourself lucky. let's go back to the freedom thing and how, gun control only works for the people that own the guns in the end. Because we're seeing the results of that. And with the July 4th thing coming up, especially after what happened here for Canada Day, I think you guys should be worried. If you're in the States, you should be very fucking worried.
Well, I've got a chance to buy some guns off of one of my relatives who's getting older, and he's got a lever action 408.
Yeah.
I think do you think I ought to buy that?
A 408. I've never even seen one.
It's pretty rare, I guess. It's kind of a cowboy gun.
Oh. Nice. Yeah, I'd totally fucking pick it up. Right now, I would buy any fucking gun I could get my hands on. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, how expensive is it going to be to get the bullets for it?
Well, that's something you might want to look into.
Yeah.
The rare antiques, they're generally sometimes hard to find fucking ammo for. I believe it was 38 Special is also hard to find ammo for. Dirty Harry's gun, right? That was a 38 Special. And I guess the popularity dropped off and just not so many people make it anymore. Which is probably all for the best, really. They've been phased out. But here they're trying to fucking disarm us left, right, and center and shut us up. So, no more fuck Trudeau flags are allowed to be put up. That'll get you $1,000 fine because freedom, right?
Yep, freedom of speech.
Yep, can't have that anymore. Oh, the Dirty Harry was a 44 Magnum. Well, I know those are still pretty common.
They made a Automac in one of his movies.
Wasn't the 44 Magnum he used really famous for like blowing up?
Well, it was sort of infamous for the blow by. When you shot it, fucking half the powder came out between the barrel and the cylinder.
Yeah, something like that. It definitely had its faults. But when we give up the right and the ability to take on a tyrannical government, you end up with, places like, I don't know, Australia, the UK. Might as well say Canada now. Let's say Canada, right? Although, people are still armed. They're looking to take them all. You know what I mean? And as the gun toting, loving fucking brothers and sisters to the south, we expected you guys to kind of like take the lead on this.
408 ammo is $100 for a box of 20.
What's up, brother Ape?
What's happening?
$100 for a box of 20.
What's that for? That when you're talking about, Brandon?
Yeah, the 408 ammo.
I've never even heard of 408. Must be rare.
I'm curious, does this ammo have like self-guiding systems in it, or is it just like that fucking expensive just to pull the trigger?
I don't know.
Because you can buy that self-guiding ammo.
It's got to be a real niche cartridge because, like I said, I'm pretty well versed on firearms, and I've never heard of a 408. 308, but not a 408.
Well, it looks like a Winchester repeating, but it's made by Stevens.
Yeah.
Hey, interesting little tidbit for you on the Dirty Harry gun.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Smith & Wesson Model 29, but they didn't have a 44 mag version of it when they started filming Dirty Harry, they had a 41 mag version of it, which was the exact same gun, just a little bit smaller. So the gun he was carrying around in there, and I think they might have gotten the 44 later on, but the original gun he was carrying was a 41 mag, which now is pretty much more rare than the 44 mag version of it, because the 41 mag was never as popular as the 44 mag.
Yeah, guys, it's a 408. It's not a 308. You didn't make a mistake. It's 408.
Yeah, I just never heard of one.
Yeah, it's 408 caliber, 419 grains.
That's like a buffalo gun.
Yeah, I guess so.
You're looking at 4570s. They go anywhere from 350 to 500 grain. But a standard 4570 load, I think, is 350. So you're looking at, if it's a 40 caliber, that's 10 millimeter. So it's a good chunk of lead. 400 grains.
I'm glad this is a heavy fucking gun, because if not, it'd break my fucking shoulder. Jesus.
No shit. Yeah, no shit. I second that, Sam. Second. Responsible gun ownership is a must. Don't do what was that group who rallied together during the BLM fucking shit? The guys that ended up shooting themselves.
Oh, the not fucking around.
Yes.
Whoever.
Not fucking around.
You must always practice safe firearm handling.
Yes. And if I'm not sure if everybody knows this, but just as a tidbit, most guns you don't need to keep fire ready, unlike what they did. You can close everything up.
And if you're not actively shooting it, it needs to be on safe.
Well, not only that, like you don't have to rack one in the chamber. You can.
The thing was about that is they handed a bunch of guns to people that obviously had never carried guns before, because you could tell by the way some of these people were carrying them, especially some of the females. They'd never held a gun in their life.
Dude, the guy who was leading that group never held a fucking gun hardly in his life.
Well, he was out of the military, but he didn't know the difference between an AR and he called an AR-15 a bullpup rifle. He is a moron. He's in jail, or isn't he going to face some charges here pretty quick?
I hope so. Hopefully one of them is for being stupid.
Well, I think he was a plant for the glowies, but he aimed a rifle. He was told not to when at that deal at the big horse race, the Kentucky Derby, when they went and raided the Kentucky Derby and had a protest. He had all his protest, his permits and everything, and he was told, don't be waving a gun around or anything. And there was sharpshooters, there was SWAT team guys on the roof, and they all had rifles. And this guy took his, which had an optic on it, and he pointed it up at the SWAT guys with the rifles up on the roofs, and he was like looking through his scope at all of them, and he pointed his rifle around. Well, apparently they took offense to that. I just seen some the other day on him.
Well, if they're pointing their rifles at you ought to be able to point your rifle right back.
They should have dropped him on the spot.
He the guy that shot the other guy with the 12 gauge, he was trying to show the guy how to operate it, or show it how to take it apart or clean it with a round in the pipe, and then he pulled the trigger, it had to be birdshot into the ground, and it hit like 4 people standing around. They're all hopping around on one foot. You morons.
Yeah, no, this guy deserves the Darwin Award, man.
No, you have to die. Somebody has to die for the Darwin.
Really? I thought we were giving them out for like fucking stupid fucking shit now, and even injuries.
It is stupid, but you have to die. You have to take yourself out of the gene pool.
Yeah, you gotta delete yourself. I've seen some great ones on YouTube. Most of them are over in the Middle East.
Oh Jesus, dude! I watched that one kid. I guess it's like every year they do a bit of a celebration and they give the kids like fucking what looks like a 1911s, but they could be that German one. What's it? Or sorry, a Russian one.
Tokarev.
Makarov.
Makarov. It looked like it was either a 1911 or a Makarov. And the one fucking kid was just like fucking with it and trying to get it to work, I guess. And he shot his buddy next to him right in the fucking jaw. Done. He was just
I've seen one
dumbfounded
where
at what just happened.
they handed a kid a pistol and he shot this other dude right in the back, right next to him. And then they
God
were just
damn.
like looking around like it's no big deal. It's like these Afghani wedding parties or something, and they're all touching AK, full auto AKs up in the air, and they hand it to somebody and it does a big loop and shoots through the crowd. It's like, wow.
Well, I was told by my East Indian buddy that it's very common for people at like festivals and weddings and the like concerts that they have to have a double barrel shotgun sawed down, right? And instead of using blanks, they use like buckshot and birdshot, and occasionally they have shot people that they were on stage. They just pointed it up, not realizing how close to the stage they were, and it just tipped back a bit after the first round went off and shot the fucking person on stage. Apparently, that shit happens all the time over in East India. So I was like, fuck that. I ain't going.
Hey, Chris, you're talking about gun laws and everything up in Canada. I was over there talking shit on Hamster Stream, so I don't know if you talked about this, but did you see the bank robbery where the two bank robbers got killed down in Saanich?
I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, no, that was one of my stomping areas. It's the twin boys from up in Nanaimo there.
They were up from a town called Duncan.
Duncan, sorry, yeah, Duncan. It goes Duncan then Nanaimo, but yeah, they were up from Duncan.
I watched the King 5 News, which is the one of the major news stations in Seattle is King 5, and they went up there. They sent somebody up there, and they were talking about it. That whole thing glows. If you will start watching some of the news reports, the 6 cops that were injured, one of them's in critical condition, and I think the rest have gotten out of the hospital. The 6 cops got shot. Really? There were 6 cops showing up. They were the first ones to engage these two. They're twin 22-year-old brothers from Duncan, and they got killed. But the 6 cops that happened to show up, from what I could gather, were all emergency response teams. They were all SWAT cops, Canadians' version of SWAT officers. And they just happened to be driving down the road, going to another thing or going to do something. They're all together, and then this bank robbery pops off, and they get into this shootout with these two 22-year-old kids. But and then they find an explosive device in their vehicle, and so they took it out to a landfill, and the bomb squad blew up this explosive device. And then they were talking about there was a 92 white Camry with racing stripes up the hood, black racing stripes. They've been doing a week's worth of surveillance photos around town or whatever, trying to figure out their movements or if anybody else was involved, and the cop was begging for anybody to snitch anybody off. And it's quite the ordeal, but it just a little fishy.
It could be. It could be. I wouldn't say anything too for sure yet. I mean, you got to remember these kids were like what, 22?
Yeah, or twin brothers. Yeah.
Yeah, and the idea of fucking seeing two 22-year-old twin brothers decide to rob a bank in the modern fucking age in broad daylight. We went over it with a couple people while we were up at the lake there yesterday. First question that came to my mind is, when was the last time we've heard of a bank robbery go right in the modern age? Especially during daylight.
The Barefoot Bandit.
Barefoot Bandit. Okay, was that like a quick in and out and he got away before the cops even fucking were called?
That was the guy that was stealing planes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he was stealing planes.
Hey, brother Ike.
Yeah, among other things, he was quite. He had a nationwide stream
Stealing
crime spree.
airplanes.
He would steal whatever. This kid was amazing.
That's unreal.
I don't know if he ever had any formal flight training either.
No, he didn't crash.
But yeah,
He
he would-
stole
he would-
airplanes.
he stole more than one airplane, if I remember right.
Yeah, several, like 3 or 4.
He would he'd break into it or steal something, and then he'd steal a truck to get out of there or something. Well, then he decided to steal a plane.
That is
They
so
would fly
fucked
under
up
the
shit.
radar, and they wouldn't know where he'd be, and then he'd pop up again, knock off a bank or a supermarket or some rich person.
Yeah,
So,
I remember that. It was a few years back.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
maybe
Like I said,
10
I
years ago.
couldn't think of a bank robbery that was done in broad daylight and went well. I honestly can't remember the last one. I mean, it was like fucking, I don't know, maybe the fucking 50s, baby face.
Al, there's been
there's
quite a few of them that have done okay. They've the guys that were actually in the North Hollywood shootout.
Yeah, that one was fucking legendary. But I mean, they didn't plan to get away. They wanted to just have a big old fucking shootout. Let's be honest.
Well, they had knocked over an armored car several months before that, and they got I think they said that before they hit the North Hollywood Bank of America, they had robbed 3 different places and they had gotten $1.6 million.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why they could afford some fully automatic Norinkos and all the body armor. You couldn't buy the body armor they had back then. It was really difficult to buy. It was like, what, 1990, 96, 94?
Oh, fuck. I think it was 96, wasn't it?
Yeah, it might have been 96. It might have been the year after I moved down to Nebraska.
Either way, I mean, kudos to them. I mean, they went in fucking, with no plans of coming out, really. I didn't think so anyway. I mean,
well, they knew that
it did seem...
they'd both been arrested before. They met each other working out at Gold's Gym, in the beach in California. Well, then they got arrested together. With one of them had an illegal gun, and they were in a stolen car, and they got arrested together. So they both served time, and I think they might have been under that 3 strikes deal, or if they got caught, they knew that they would pin the other robberies on them, and I guess those would count as strikes, so they'd get mandatory life with no parole. So they come to the realization that if they were going to have an incident, they were going to go out shooting.
Yeah, and I can understand that. Like I said, they brought an awful lot of fucking ammo with them.
Oh, yeah.
To say we're going to make a quick getaway here and fucking do a heist, it just didn't seem to be the plan to me.
And they show it was pretty funny. You could see the 9mm slugs bouncing off of their chest. There's some of that video. You can't see all of the unedited videos hardly anymore. They toned them down quite a bit, but I remember seeing them where the guy was standing there shooting, and the cops were shooting with their 9mm Berettas, and they were hitting this dude in the chest, and you could see the bullets go boom and then fall off, and he barely moved.
Do you guys remember the Sky King? That's the only time I've ever heard of a young man stealing an airplane. He stole a commercial airplane.
Yeah, the guy there in Seattle.
Yeah, he stole the commercial airplane out of the fucking hangar where he worked as a bag carrier, or whatever they call him.
Baggage handler.
Yeah, and went for a fucking joyride, and then fucking nosedived it into an island when he was all done. And it was amazing.
Yeah, he took a 7. It was a 727, wasn't it?
I think so.
No.
Yeah, 7.
No,
wasn't it?
No, it was a prop.
No, it was.
There was one guy that stole a jet, liner and he crashed it, didn't he?
Oh, well, probably, but let me see what you
Well, that
sold
one
this
was
guy
Seattle
things.
though. That he crashed it into an island. That was in Seattle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He stole it out of SeaTac.
I believe
I thought it was a jet, but maybe I'm wrong. I remember
Richard
seeing
Russell.
that he was out there like trying to do loops and do these hard banks and stuff.
Well, dude, he did a barrel roll and shit in this thing.
Yeah. He
And
must have had
just-
a pretty good flight simulator on his computer.
Apparently not.
Except for he
Apparently
never learned how
not.
to land.
Well, no, he let me see. A Q400, I guess. No, maybe. This was back in 2018. A Horizon Air Ground Service agent. What kind of fucking plane was he in? Okay, so it is a twin prop airline.
Oh,
It's like the one that we use at Tango and places like that. Let me see. Let me post it up here.
Still wasn't a Cessna.
No, it
Wasn't
was
a
no
single
fucking
engine or a
wasn't no Cessna.
Yeah.
So it's a Horizon Q400.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading this thing on the Barefoot Bandit right now, and he started his crime spree in fucking Mount Vernon, Washington, and he didn't get arrested until he flew a Cessna 400 single engine to the Bahamas, and when he landed in the Bahamas, he was arrested.
Mount Vernon's right outside of Seattle.
Yeah,
we found that one night while looking at the map.
He was arrested in 2016 and served 6 years in prison, and his whereabouts are now unknown.
Oh.
He flew, yeah, because he flew. Where did he steal the plane from that he flew to the Bahamas?
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Arkansas? So he flew a Cessna from there to the Bahamas?
Yeah.
That's crazy,
Wow.
dude. That's fucking crazy. And this is the guy that didn't have really any like formal experience, right?
Yeah, he was 17.
17 years old.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I could say he was motivated.
Yeah, oh fuck. Apparently he's motivated as hell, dude. Are you
Well,
kidding? That kid should be teaching or some shit.
They asked him why he did it, and he said he was bored.
Oh my god. That's fucking funny. Oh Jesus. Well, yeah, I guess that explains that. Bored kids.
You might wonder how many kids have the talent like him that are, let's just say, under control of other agencies or other people.
Yeah.
Well,
that are that smart, that go and do bad things.
Like I said, I haven't looked up anything on the fucking guys down in Saanich that did the shooting, but being twin kids from the Nanaimo or Duncan, whichever one it was. I don't know, man. It seems like a really big stretch because I mean they hit an area that's highly populated. You know what I mean? And it's not like just a residential area. So police will be there in moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they rolled up. They were looking for this Toyota Camry because it wasn't used in the scene. It looked like these two were in a white Sprinter van. And it was all shot to shit. The doors were open. There were bullet holes in it and the glass. I don't know if they were coming out of the bank, if they were going into the bank, if they knew. But I just found it odd that there was a 6-man team that just happened to be in the area.
Yeah.
When it went down.
It's that part is what's even more suspicious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's be honest. Yeah, it's not the greatest place for response. What's that?
When you think about where the cops were in Uvalde.
Yeah.
Yeah, right outside the door
Yeah.
for an
outside
hour
the
and a
door,
half.
doing fuck all.
Poking the nose.
Standing behind ballistic shields, waiting to go in there while that guy was murdering all those little babies.
Yep. No, I definitely have to look into this a bit. Maybe reach out to a couple people down there and see what the fucking scoop is. It ain't a big area, but I mean, where they came from is even smaller, right? I most likely fucking sat in the same restaurant with one of those boys when I was up there. But either way,
I'm
waste of
supporting
a
my
life.
local farmers.
No, what you doing?
Well, I'm drinking a Busch Light, but they're John Deere cans, and it's for the farmers.
Oh, fuck.
It was $18 for a 30 pack. So, what?
Have you guys ever heard that country song, John Deere Green?
I have not.
Unfortunately, yes.
Hey guys,
And these
I'm gonna
cans
pop
are
down.
John Deere Green.
I'm gonna pop down and grab a coffee. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Do you
He's feeling
remember?
beklept. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be heading out here in a bit. So
Brandon?
as soon as Chris gets back, I'll take off. What's up, STB?
And do you remember the Rust case where a German guy just flew under the Russian radar and landed on the Red Square?
Yeah, Red Square. That dude's a hero.
Well, they had a guy that flew a Cessna into the yard in front of the White House. Remember that guy?
Yeah. They had that guy. They also had another guy that flew his. He stole a Huey and flew the Huey onto the front lawn of the White House too.
Yeah.
You know, I think my
Put
favorite,
it up.
besides the Killdozer, Singletown. Do you know about the Killdozer?
Nah. Never heard of it.
Look up Killdozer, Granby, Granby, Colorado. A guy armored up a Caterpillar dozer. He armored it up with plating and steel
Full
plating with
cement.
armor on it, and he went through the town and destroyed the town.
He armored it up with steel plates.
And then concrete poured in between.
Yeah, sandwiching cement.
He was pissed off at the city because they were screwing him over on his business. On some people had moved in next door, and he was trying to get that property, or they were trying to close his radiator shop down so this cement plant could have his property or something like that. So it took him a couple years to build, but he built a ultimate killdozer, and he went through the town and destroyed it. But that guy that stole the tank in San Diego and went down the highway in that tank and running over cars and he ran through a big old motor home and just ripped it open like a can opener, and he was just running over cars and stuff. That one was one of the funniest ones I'd ever seen.
Well, I was in the Navy at the time, and we were doing live fire exercises off the coast of San Diego at the time, and they had us on standby to. They had the air wing of the ship, the USS Carl Vinson, on standby to go and attack that fucking tank if they didn't get him stopped.
They were going to try to hit it with a shell?
The Killdozer?
The San Diego tank guy.
Oh, the one that stole it off the base.
Yeah. So they were going to have, what were they going to do? Send a cruise missile in there or try to hit it with one of their guns?
No, not the guns, but they were gonna use an anti-tank missile from an A6.
Oh, wow! That would have, man. Could you imagine if they would have touched that off on the interstate? And
Well, there's a reason. There's a reason we don't do that. It's illegal for the United States military to get involved in law enforcement. But they were very, very close.
Wow.
Wait, go back. You're saying the military can't get involved with law enforcement, and that's a law?
There's the Posse Comitatus Act. There's specific instances when that's allowed.
What if they missed?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to get a fucking rude awakening.
Yeah, they would miss and they would hit a Taco Del Rio and blow it.
Oh, fuck.
Del Taco. That's what it is.
And nothing would survive but the cockroaches.
Oh my God.
Oh, God. Well,
yeah, I was telling Singletown Bachelor about the Killdozer. He has never heard of it, and I said, get on YouTube and just look up Killdozer in Granby, Colorado.
Yeah,
Quite interesting.
Yeah.
1-800. I'm not one of your deers. I feel left out, man.
Spread some love.
You know what? Because we've been on for over an hour and a half now, and he hasn't showed up. I want to say thoughts and prayers with our brother Eric Zombro, who is most likely checked into the hospital now for his surgery. So I know he didn't want to say anything, but I've said it, and it's already. If he's in the hospital, it's too late for him to stop me.
Yeah.
And what's he gonna do? Come to Canada and kick you in the knee?
Yeah, exactly. What's he gonna do? Right? I mean,
is that his from that deal up in Chicago?
No.
Oh,
Eric's come down with another spot of cancer, so we're gonna go try to take that out.
Man.
I won't go into too many more details, but I want him to know that he's thought about, he's carried over, and no matter what,
definitely
we'll be here.
And don't kneecap any doctors or nurses.
Well, let's not take it off the table completely. Some doctors deserve it.
Hey, I'm a darling now. Cool.
Oh, there you go, darling. But
any idea on how long he's supposed to be in the deal?
He's going to be, apparently the surgery is tomorrow. He was booked in today. If the timeline worked out, he was supposed to be booked in today. The surgery will start tomorrow, and I believe they will finish tomorrow as well. And he will be there for like 3 to 4 days. So he'll have like next to no contact with anyone, obviously.
I could have swore I saw him jump into Scotty's live chat.
He was there in Scotty's live chat. He's visiting with friends and family for the most part of the day. So he's checking in tonight, I guess.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Is he in Oklahoma still?
I believe
doing it
so.
in Oklahoma?
I believe so. Well, he's not going to Kansas.
Well, they have a cancer institute in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where he's going.
Then they've got that place down in Houston, which is about the best in the nation. What the fuck is that place called?
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I've been by that hospital. That medical center is ginormous.
Either way, wherever he is, he did say that he would pass on information that no matter what, somebody would reach out to me at least, or one of us, should anything go south, to let us know. But I'm still hoping he'll be back in a couple of weeks. It's going to take him a few weeks to even be able to speak. But
it's in his throat.
In his jaw and up in his sinuses.
Yeah, we just had a guy I work with. It's been out of work for 8 months right now. I think he had a bunch of cancer in his jaw and his face and tongue, and so he's going through that. He's trying to get back this year, so hopefully he does. So yeah. Well, I hope everything goes okay for Easy. If he's happens to be watching the stream or sees it or anything, we wish you well,
Hope-
brother.
Hopefully not. He'll start telling me off. And if he's in the hospital and he's still watching us, that means he has the ability to tell me off.
Oh, well, you might
if he
just
sees
have
it
to
after, fuck
text
all you
F
can do.
you.
If he sees it after, it's nothing he can do.
Yeah.
It's in the past, buddy.
Well, Chris, have a good night. The rest of y'all have great evenings as well.
You too,
And
brother.
I will catch
Same
you
to you.
next time.
Amen, brother.
Talk to you later,
Enjoy
Brandon.
your air conditioning. But yeah, hopefully he's gonna be
So,
okay and everything
yeah,
will go
dude.
well.
What we were talking last week, and we were talking when Trudeau tried to put the old gun control thing on the handguns and said you don't have a right to defend yourself.
Oh,
Weren't you
God.
saying that he's trying to walk some of that back because they got a bunch of backlash on that?
You think they got a bunch of backlash?
Well, I don't know. I thought I saw something where they were trying to walk it back a little bit, saying no,
yeah.
we're not going to go that extreme.
All he said initially that he was willing to admit to anyway was that, well, we might have got it wrong. Doesn't mean they aren't going to keep trying.
Well, it doesn't mean he'll do anything about it either. He can admit that he was wrong and still go through with it. That's what dictators do.
Yeah, no, that's what dictators and chiefs do. Me personally, like I said, I don't think we have the patience, nor the time, nor the fucking will to continue on under a dictatorship that most of us have been living under for the past 50, 60 years, longer than I've been alive.
Yeah.
And it has to come to an end, and it isn't going to end peacefully. Words aren't going to do a goddamn thing. It's going to come down to bloodshed. Right now, here in Canada, if the former finance minister gets into, let's say he's elected, out of the fucking blue, right? He's a conservative. He gets elected out of the blue. To this day, he has never mentioned once about walking anything back, except I think the carbon tax. Everything else, though, totally fine. Hasn't even spoken on it. So that means he's just going to start following the same fucking narratives. The end goal is still going to be the same.
You've been talking about like your Canada Day and how they were bashing on people and finding them and stuff. And I started thinking about that. Tomorrow might be the last 4th of July. That's the normal 4th of July that I'll see.
Most likely. If you see a normal one tomorrow.
Yeah, it could. Well, where I'm at, there's people firing off fireworks right now and stuff in this small town. But yeah, in the big cities or it'll start in Washington, D.C. and the cancer will spread across the country.
Yeah. And remind me again, which cities is it that has the Devil's Night where they burn everything down before Halloween or something? Is that Chicago?
I don't know. That was in the Crow movie.
Yeah, well, apparently it's a real fucking thing. I thought it was just a thing in a movie too, but apparently not.
Well, I heard some stuff today. I guess there was a shooting in Akron, Ohio. And the cop shot this unarmed black kid who happened to have a gun and had shot at him, but he was unarmed, supposedly. That's the narrative that the news is putting out. I believe he was a black gentleman. Pulled over, got into a scuffle, started to run, shot at the cops. And Hermit says they do it in Detroit, which, I wouldn't doubt. But
Detroit sounds like one of those places. Like I said, I figured like Chicago, New York, or Detroit, one of the three.
Well, I think 60 people have been shot in Chicago this weekend already. 15 deaths, and there were still 36 hours to go until there was till 4th of July was over.
What's up, Hermit?
I heard Devil's Night. I figured I'd chime in on that. Yeah, that's something they do in Detroit. And yeah, you really don't want to be out on Devil's Night. They have a curfew and they fucking burn the city down.
Well, were you telling me you were dating a chick and she was like, oh, let's go up on the rooftop and watch the fucking fires?
Yeah.
Or some shit like that. It's like, whoa, that's romantic.
So is it like the Purge? I mean, are they killing people in the street or are they just burning down empty buildings?
No, it's just like there's a lot of abandoned buildings in Detroit. So they'll burn down the abandoned buildings, and like people will vandalize people's houses. Like I used to go out and like throw eggs at people's cars and all that like hoodlum shit back in the day. Allegedly, it might have burned some kid's tree fort down. Allegedly,
You're a fucking animal.
but
we had some
yeah, they
little
have
asshole throw a frickin' lady fingered in the front door of my apartment last night, and that sounded like a 357 going off in here. Little prick next door.
When I was in middle school, I was riding my bike on Devil's Night, and some high school kids egged me. That shit sucked.
It's payback, motherfucker.
I got to beat Herbert. I was riding my mountain bike home from work one night. It was about 10:30 at night, and I was clipping along really good. And it was right before Halloween, and there was 4 guys. I'll never forget. There was 4 guys, and it was like a '66 Mustang, and they threw a pumpkin out of the window and hit me.
Oh yeah, that's another thing we do on Devil's Night. We break pumpkins. We take them off people's porches and break them. I think the curfew is like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. But yeah, you just really don't want to be out that night, especially in Detroit. I live in the suburbs now, so like, you know, there'll be like things here and there, but it's not too crazy. But yeah, Detroit is like a fucking war zone on Devil's Night, which is like a war zone every night, but it's especially worse on Devil's Night.
Speaking of that, I think I'm gonna watch The Crow tonight. I've got it on DVD.
Yeah.
I just might watch it.
Damn.
That was in Detroit, right?
Well, it was. Now it was an unnamed city.
No, it wasn't. It was named.
Well, it wasn't called Detroit.
I'm pretty sure it was named. I'm pretty sure
it
was in.
It was kind of like Batman,
Chicago.
where it was it might have been Chicago.
To
Detroit.
answer question or channel 1-800-DUMBS or Frank's question here. You know what, Frank? We've actually had 82 viewers and only got 20 likes. That's
racist.
That's rude. Yeah, maybe racist.
More racism.
More racism.
Racist against Canadians.
No, probably. Unless they're all glowies. We're infested with glowies, gentlemen.
Well, if the NSA is listening, which they might be, go fuck yourselves.
Better yet, go fuck all yourselves for all of us.
I just want to say it's hard to believe Chicago is worse than Detroit because Detroit is fucking horrible. I've been in certain places in Detroit where you just go through the red light, because if you don't, you're gonna get robbed. And like I remember, I used to bang this girl that lived over on 8 Mile, and I was like in this fucking shitty car that broke down all the time, and I got lost on 7 Mile and Chalmers, and it was like something from a fucking horror movie. I'm like, God, I hope my car doesn't break down. I hope my car doesn't break down. Barely made it home. I had a fucking mace gun on me, and I'm just like gripping that thing, waiting to get robbed.
What the fuck is mace gonna do for you against somebody with guns and knives?
Well, I didn't want to carry a gun because I didn't want to get a charge. So I figured a mace gun would be better than nothing, because that's back when I like lived near Detroit. So I had to go through some sketchy neighborhoods.
You know, here's the thing I don't get. All these places that, I don't get it because it doesn't make sense and it's not based on common sense, obviously. But how can these places like Chicago, Detroit, you know, the very blue states, right, or cities, say that gun control is working while still having a fucking body count that's higher than your fucking, you know, longer than your arm?
Because they're keeping the guns out of law-abiding citizens' hands. They don't give a shit about the people that are killing each other. Otherwise,
well, Poopy and Ray down the street can get guns. They get a lot of guns.
And then they blame, like Chicago, they blame everything coming in from Indiana and different states. They say, oh, all these guns are coming in. There's more handguns in Chicago. So there's probably 100,000 of them floating around. They use that as currency.
So basically, they're fucking doing the same thing Trudeau did a couple years ago when fucking Buddy, which, hey, by the way, guys, apparently it's looking like this was a fucking well, what do you call it? Not a false flag. The other one, where the government sets it up. This
That'd be a false
dentist. Well, this dentist that went on the shooting rampage, right? Apparently, things are coming out now that he's linked with someone in the fucking federal government here.
In Canada or down in the States?
No, here in Canada.
I didn't hear about the dentist shooting. What happened there?
He's the one that went on the fucking killing rampage for like 14 fucking hours, posing as a police officer, burned a bunch of people. And that's when Trudeau was like, we got to ban all these guns now.
Damn, I didn't hear of that.
What's up, One Fast Dak? What's that?
Dak, what's up?
You need 5 more subs to hit 6K. Racist.
Well, I got 2 more channels, so I'll go sub to you on 2 more channels. Yeah, I'll get you there, Dak.
The dentist that went on the shooting rampage down there by Thunder Bay, I guess, or I can't. Was this remember.
Recently?
2 years ago? 3 years ago?
Oh, okay. I don't recall, but
they don't do anything where you guys live through in Devil's Night. They don't fucking put toilet paper in trees or anything.
Okay, on Halloween, yes, there's egg and toilet paper. Generally, we don't burn our fucking city down. We call it.
It's a mostly peaceful Devil's Night.
Yeah, mostly peaceful. Well, now they're trying to call it Angel's Night though, because Devil's Night, they say, makes people want to go out and do bad shit. So they're trying to say it's Angel's Night, but nobody calls it that.
Politicians.
Well, there have been angels of death and destruction, so it really doesn't make any difference.
Well, yeah, I think we draw the line there. I think the worst thing I've seen is guys have pulled out like big round bales of hay onto the fucking road and lit those on fire. That's like the worst I've seen when it comes to fire.
A 2,000-pound bale of hay on fire is quite a fire.
Oh yeah, don't worry, it burns quite well. But that was like, okay, it costs the farmer, like a couple $100, right?
Yeah.
I remember I had this friend
buildings.
that lived in a pretty bad neighborhood in Detroit, and I spent the night over his house. You could just hear gunshots all night.
Jesus Christ.
I'd be afraid to catch a slug flying through the window or something,
Oh yeah, there are houses that had bullet holes in them and shit.
Hey, Singletown?
Yep.
What are your in your country, what are the gun laws? Can you own private rifle shotguns? You have to have special permits?
Yeah, you have to have a permit, yeah.
Just to purchase it or to own it?
To own it. You have to be member of a gun club for at least 3 years in order to get it with your home.
What?
Jeez.
Yep.
You have to be a member of a gun club and leave your gun somewhere else?
Yep.
You have to leave it in the safe at the gun club. I've heard that before. There's other countries that do that too.
Yep.
Wow. I thought that was only in blue states of the US that did that shit.
Blue states of Denmark, yes.
Wow.
What about handguns? Are they just completely forbidden?
No, they're not forbidden, but it's the same thing about it. You need gun clubs for it. Of course, if you have a hunter's license, it's an entire education to take that. It takes but then of course you have
Go ahead.
Well, then you can have your gun with you, of course, at home, but it is really strict on the rules.
You can't carry a gun on you and walk around.
Yeah.
Not in my fucking country.
It's out of town.
I follow a gentleman that does bow hunting, and he's in Denmark. and he explains the different. Every few years you have to go and requalify and shoot targets with a bow and arrow in order to get your license renewed.
Damn, just for a bow?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And he's using recurves and longbows. It's not even a compound bow. He's using stick bows, and
I have a pretty badass arrow gun. It's a CO2 powered arrow gun, and I'm gonna use it to hunt pigs in Hawaii. So I'm excited to use that.
Well, that I was going to tell you that, Hermit, that deal with the Supreme Court about the shall issue and may issue. Hawaii was one of the states that got hammered on that, so they're going to try to fight it. But have you ever got your rights reinstated for firearms, or did you ever lose them when you were in jail?
Well, I got my record clean, so I can own a gun. I actually own AR and a Beretta, so.
Okay. Well, that deal with the Supreme Court, it was 5 states that were may issue, and what may issue means is a sheriff or someone in the government needs a good enough excuse from you to carry concealed, to get a permit. New York City was one of them, and I believe there's 8 million people in New York City, and they had 1,700 concealed carry permits.
Yeah, Hawaii's got horrible gun laws because it's a blue state. I have to look into them more. I haven't really been doing that, but yeah, I definitely have to look into them more. But yeah, because I got my record clean. I was like in a special program because of my age. I went into prison at 19, did a year. The conditions were I was on probation for 3 years after that. As long as I completed everything on my probation, my record was clean. I'm sure people in like the government or like the courts can look it up, but like your average people can't see it. And like I have my rights to where I can buy a gun. So
okay, so you can get, and now that Hawaii has to basically become a shall issue, which means if you pass all the background checks, they cannot turn you down for a concealed carry permit. So
yeah, I'm just assuming it's going to be so bad over there that I'll pretty much just have to leave my guns in my house. That's just what I'm preparing for.
Well, I'm just telling you that now that it's the law of the land, and Hawaii was one of them, that when you do get there, they probably will have legislation that makes it possible for you to get a concealed carry permit if you wish to do so. Where before, there was no way in hell you were going to get one.
Well, that's good then.
Yeah. So the gun laws will become a little bit friendlier in that very blue state. So I'm fortunate. I live in a state where I've had a concealed carry permit. Well, they started with them here in 15, 18 years ago. So, and I had one in Washington. The day I turned 21, I went and applied for it. I don't think you should have to have a permit. You shouldn't have to pay the government, daddy government to carry a gun.
If you have a felony, you can't own a bulletproof vest. I didn't know that until just recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Frank, what's going on there, buddy?
I got a level 3 bulletproof vest, so good thing I got my record clean. So I got one.
I may have lost a 3A plus and a full metal plate carrier in a boating accident with all my guns.
Yeah, unfortunately lost all mine in a boating accident too. But I got one of the best ones you could get. My vest stops everything except for an armor-piercing round. So
yeah, they want to make it illegal across the country. Biden's tried to get that illegal too. They don't want you to be able to protect yourself from catching a bullet, whether it's from a hood, some hood in Detroit, or it's from
the police,
some blue helmet from France or Germany.
well, hey, now that you're on that, Ape, what do you think the chances are now these boys have tried that robbery covered in fucking, bullet catching fucking material, that Trudeau will fucking like lay the ban hammer down on that too.
Oh, I don't know if those two 22-year-olds, I don't have any idea if they had body armor on.
Yeah, no, they did.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
I
much
didn't
you
see
want to
that.
bet, though, that'll be the thing that comes up next?
Why? It would be a perfect segue into creating a new law.
Yeah. Well, that's
kind
just
of like it was almost planned.
Almost.
I also got night vision too.
Hey, now that's a handy shit to have.
They're
I
trying to
fucking
outlaw
do-
that too.
When they were burning down cities throughout America, I stocked up on so much shit. I got fucking guns, I got fucking night vision, I got body armor, I got fucking swords, spears. I was like, let these motherfuckers come to my house.
That was before you lost it all in the lake, right?
Yeah,
'Cause we
before
are
it
on
was
YouTube- on
tragically
YouTube.
lost in a boating accident. But hey guys, I got to jump off. I'm getting ready to go over a stream on Gray's channel and hang out with them guys. So
Well, let's
Good.
say a big congratulations to One Fast Act for hitting the 6K subs.
hell yeah,
Yeah, and I
congrats.
didn't even have to get off the stream to get it. Somebody else got him.
There you go. There you go.
He's up at the lake though. He said he was going to drop a video, but I don't think he can get on a stream.
No,
He
no.
said his internet up there is pretty shifty.
Yeah.
But
it's on
I got to
data.
jump off. It was good talking to you guys.
All right,
All
brother.
right, Herman, take it easy.
I'm actually
All
going
right.
to end the
See
stream
you
here
guys.
pretty quick.
Right.
I'm going to end the stream here pretty quick. Frank, if you want to jump in, buddy, because I'm not totally clear on what you were saying there, and we can talk about it in the back. But yeah, no, I want to thank everybody for coming. Any final thoughts, guys?
Nah.
No, we're good. Just peace out. God bless.
Canada's screwed, and we're not far behind you.
Nope. No, you are not.
Denmark isn't either.
Yeah.
No matter where you are, if you're not under the empire of freedom, you're fucked. So I want to thank everybody
On
for
the dark
coming.
side.
Yeah.
I put a comment today on a video, or it was a short or something, and they were talking about, I put on there, boots on your neck or boots are on your throat for safety.
Yeah.
And then I made another comment that said, won't be happy until my boot's on their throat. So,
well, I think that thing that Scotty shared from, what was that fucking PUA guy's name again?
Tate or something. I think it was Tate.
Andrew Tate.
Yes,
possibly.
Yes.
Personally, what he said was fucking spot on. Spot the fuck on.
That was actually the video, I think, that somebody else had put on. I don't know if it was Hermit or it wasn't E-Man. Maybe it was Elm Street Nasty, or somebody put that short out today, and I had made a comment on it. Somebody else.
I think
What's
it's Special Betcher.
That is fucking truth right there, Mr. Pliskin. Slow suffocation. It's just the boiling frog method as well, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, turn the heat up slowly. But anyway, guys, if you want to jump in, I've dropped the links again, and we'll talk backstage for a while. But other than that, I'm going to end the stream here, and I want to thank everybody that's been donating through the PayPal. I really do appreciate it. And
if we stay on, then we're not going to get dropped.
No, we're good.
Oh,
we're good.
Okay.
So if you guys want to jump in for a back stream chat, feel free. We'll open it up. But until then, we will talk to you guys later.